That's among the things he showed me. Then he now taught me this one and told me to go for the course. I went for the course. It was taught by Jewish rabbis. I went for the course for 2 weeks. From the first day when they started teaching, and it's from the Bible that are bringing out all the things they were teaching. It's a place that I cried for 2 weeks. Every day I come sit, I'm crying. One day I fell off from my seat and it wasn't anointing. The dominion mandate is inside. That's why the Bible says, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world.
Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the best of Pastor David Ogbueli's messages.
You God's image, discover who you are and shake off that ignorance.
These messages will transform your world, change everything from inside out.
I confer your mighty hand of blessing upon their lives. First of all, I've been a Christian for many years, a long time. Since I was 12, I gave my life to Christ. I did not hear a message on this. I didn't know that this even existed, that there are even laws governing how we talk. Later, I found that I went for it. Is while I was in Harvard University, a rabbi friend of mine who was also living next door to me in the room, I was actually utilizing the opportunity to learn a lot from the Jewish Rabbi and asking questions. A number of things he showed me, like their marriage course. He gave it to me. I came back with it in my laptop. When I started going through it, I knew why there is less than 1% divorce in the whole Jewish community. They live in US. Africans are divorcing. Nigerians, their divorce rate are past 50%. Americans are divorcing. The Jews are keeping their families. It is from their course, what they teach, I now understood. That's among the things he showed me. Then he now taught me this one and told me to go for the course. I went for the course. It was taught by Jewish rabbis. I went for the course for 2 weeks. From the first day when they started teaching, and it's from the Bible that are bringing out all the things they were teaching. It's a place that I cried for 2 weeks. Every day I come sit, I'm crying. One day I fell off from my seat and it wasn't anointing. And the lady that was sitting beside me was asking me, what is wrong? I said, it's pain. He said, can we call for them to take you to the hospital? I said, hospitals cannot handle this one. He said, there are good hospitals in the US. It wasn't. Then I noticed the textbooks they gave us. I came back, 2 textbooks. They are thick like this, like big Bibles, thick. The first one is Hebrew. Even in the class, a lot of words, half of the words that they'll give you in Hebrew, some of them, because of the speak English, they will explain. Then the second textbook, half of the words are in Hebrew and half of it in English. I noticed that they were writing for the Jewish community, and I asked the rabbi, why with such an important thing? You did not open it. Don't you know what this will do to the world we live in? You see, there is something God blessed me with, is understanding. And understanding is not just understanding of the cause or a message, but the implication of it, what it is capable of doing, what it can do. Because I always know the weight of a message by what it's doing to me. So, towards the second week, while I was crying again, God said, I brought you here so you can write this book. I know you thought you came to Harvard to learn all this. This is one of the reasons I brought you to Harvard. I wanted to give you this relationship with Rabbi, and then I wanted to show you this. Here is the scripture, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Okay, let me read it in order. Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I want you to notice the first thing said about God is creativity. And verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved on the face of the water. But inside here, matter, light, sound, and energy has been introduced. All of the things on which we build science. I hope you know the whole of science is study of nature, God's creation. Every little one we discover, we add it to our textbook and be teaching in schools. For example, what is biology? It's study of living things. What is zoology? What? Animals. When you specialize in animals. What is physics? A study of physical things in creation. And of course, the laws that govern. What is chemistry? So, no matter which branch you want to go to, what is geology? It's the earth cross and going into other things that are inside it. And then you can now zero on human being. What's medicine? Medicine is mechanic. Why mechanic studies cars and how to fix it? Medicine studies your body and how to fix it. Another branch of medicine that focuses on your mind and how to fix your mind when you go off. Psychology and psychology. There's actually beyond psychology a full branch of medicine. They deal with mad people. One of our leaders is a specialist in that, and he works in Northern Ireland. So one day I was interviewing him. What do you do when they bring somebody that has gone colo? They only give you drugs to suppress violence and excessive emotional display. They can't stop the problem. The problem is permanent. You're going to live with it till you die. So I said to him, you see, what you're treating is symptom. You're not treating the problem. But you that is a believer. He said, but in our practice, they won't allow us to cast out devil. I said, no. Tell the patient, come for private consultation outside hospital. Set up a fellowship outside hospital. There, you solve the real problem. And you still bring them to hospital and give them manage the symptoms till they're fully calm. So that one you now use drug to do will help you collect your money because they don't pay for deliverance. Even when you have driven the demon out, still call him for more counseling therapy so you can get your money. It's just a fizzle. You saw me yesterday doing it. Did I charge? But you see that thing that held that lady? She said she's married and they have children in the water. Let me tell you something. When I asked it to come out, it was a spirit that looked like a human being, a handsome man. It turned to snake. It was actually a snake that lady was married to. And they've had kids. So I told the lady, I called the lady, I said, cut off the head. And I said, you're wondering what tool do you use? Words. Because words are sword. Every time in the Bible, I'm talking to you about the power of proper speech. Every time in the Bible, there are pictures of words in the Bible. You hear Jesus, like how Jesus will destroy the Antichrist, and sometimes how God judges. He said it is with the sword that proceeded out of his mouth. Do you know what they're talking about? Words. Your words are sword. That's why you can kill people with your mouth. You don't have to shoot somebody. And some of you have killed the person you are married to. What is walking around is just corpse, living empty body. You have destroyed the person. The Bible gave us laws to govern our tongue because of how powerful this thing is. So I was calling Genesis chapter 1. It is something you already know, just to make a point. God said. Everyone say God said. I wanted to show you 14 times that God spoke and how whatever he said happened. But let me just stop with this one. Everything that you have in the universe was made by words. A pastor said to me, God created everything with words except human being. I said, you're wrong. You heard it from somewhere. You are repeating error. Everything, including you are made by words. That's why you can also be destroyed by words. John chapter 1 verse 1. Please look at that. In the beginning was the word, and the word, you see words, and the word was with God, and the word. So the first step before any other thing existed was words pre-existed everything except God. Words decide how long anything will last, whether it's relationship or marriage or even church or a nation or a business. Nothing is created without it. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Verse 2. The same was in the beginning with God. Verse 3. All things. Everyone say all things. Did he say minus man? All things were made by him. Without him was not a single thing made that was made. The pastor was referring to our body that God shaped from the ground. But he forgot that God made the real us first before he gave us a body. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. And God said, everyone said that word. It's the same thing he said before any other creation. It's the same thing that happened here before man shows up. This is what you see. I wanted to take you to all of them. And God said, light came out. And God said, trees came out. And God said, animals came out. And God said. Now man is about to come out, and the Bible says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. So when I read it for the pastor, he said, no, God was just saying his intention. I said, no, words are not only for communication, they are for creation. When you speak, you are not just communicating, you are creating things. That's why you call your child a fool. Later they're going to start behaving like a fool. And you're wondering, no, but I was only correcting you. No, you created that child. You reshaped a good child to a fool, not knowing what you are doing. You're calling the good wife you married a demon, Satan. Then later she changes and becomes that. And you now say, hell, no. She was not Satan before. You created one with your mouth. So the pastor said to me, God was only talking about his intention. I said, okay, I will show you now. He said, it's only intention, communication that he's doing here. I said, who was he communicating? He said, we're talking to the Trinity, what they were about to do. I said, watch verse 27. Show them verse 27. And God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. He didn't just communicate, he actually bettered what he said. But the man he created there is that man, the real man that is inside you, which is the real you. So in chapter 2, to help that spirit being live on earth, he gave him an earthly suit. If you go to Mars now and join the astronaut and go to Mars, they have to give you a Mars suit, because the atmosphere there is toxic. It will kill you. You don't breathe. So they give you a Mars suit. That Mars suit, part of what it contains is oxygen tank you carry at the back, so you can be breathing and be moving in Mars and not die. So a spirit being had to come to earth, has already been created in verse 27. But now to bring him to earth, they have to give him an earthen suit to live in. That's why even Jesus, that is the creator, the day he wanted to come and live here, he entered the womb of a woman and collected the earth suit. When you want to go diving, they give you diving suit, so you can go into water and not die and be breathing, because it's a different realm from your realm. So this is a spirit being. In the spirit realm, they don't need suits, they don't need a body. That's why accident happens. You hear people, every time people die or they are given a second chance, what they will tell you is, I came out of my body, I looked at my body lying on the floor. That's your suit. And then one person was telling me, he said, so I thought, who is that other person that looked exactly like me? It was then I realized that I was dead. If you think it's a joke, let me just show you, so you see the power of truth. Even if you take me now to a mosque, I will demonstrate it. You will see people that will raise their hand. People that have had accidents, people that have had medical procedures, people that have had some other problems. Like if you hit a man now, this man had on his head, the man inside will come out. In some cases, they return back. In many cases, they never return back. The Bible said there is something that ties the spirit man to the body. It's called a silver cord. It's like a driver in a car. There is a seat belt that holds both of them. If once it's broken, that man is gone. He has to leave. The body is dead. It won't. How many of you have had experience, whether it is operation, whether it is accident, and you came out of your body? Raise your hand so that these people will know that the Bible is true. Raise. Can you see the number of? Yes, wave it everywhere. Wave it. Do you see the number of witnesses here? That's the power of truth. Truth is not. If you take me to a mosque now, I'll demonstrate it until you see it. You see all this argument about many ways to God. One said that you are going to deal with only one God and one Savior. You don't know him, your day is doomed. And there's one devil with a lot of demons working for him, and one heaven and one hell. That's why the Bible said there is one God and one mediator, just one, between God and man, and it's the man Jesus Christ. The question I ask anybody, when you are telling me about your religion, your founder, when he died, did he rise from the dead? They said no. So okay, this one died, rose again, to prove that he's God. First of all, he was also born without a man, to prove that he's God. And while he was alive, he was raising the dead. He was doing miracles. He was walking on water. Did your leader walk on water? No. Did he raise the dead? No. Shut up. You know, I'm a trained scientist, so we deal with empirical data and evidence. Stop telling me cock and bull stories. And then if you want to bring it to the now, your leader, can we call his name on a blind eye? He will open. Your leader, can we call his name on a cripple? He will walk. Because he's dead. Dead man cannot help anybody. But the one I'm talking about is still alive. That's why I can call his name. Man was created by words, so words can destroy a man. Words can destroy your children. Words can destroy your husband. Words can destroy your wife. Oh, your staff. You can create dummies with bad words. But you learn to talk, you can create world champion staffs, and your company will rise and conquer the market. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see something. When God made man, both in verse 26 all the way to 28, he made it clear that he created him to have dominion. He created him last, after he has created everything, because he's coming to be the king under God. So, and somebody said, why last? I said, when you want to have babies, you buy all the baby things first, prepare all the things, then the baby comes last. So the baby doesn't come, he's looking for food, he's looking for bed to sleep in. You prepare. When you want to marry, you put certain things in place, then the woman comes in, because she's madam. Not I've married, I don't know how we will eat. Are you all right? So God first created everything that man will govern, everything man will need. Then he now brought the master of creation last, but under God, the person that will govern it, and it was Adam. Now listen, God created you to have dominion. Say it. God created me to have dominion. Say it again. God did not create me to be a slave. He created me to rule. Now hear this. The instrument he gave you for exercising dominion is words. That's why he shut the mouth of animals, insects, birds. If he gave them words, then they can counter your authority. Did you notice that the fall of man happened by a creature that is supposed to be governed talking? Snake. And so with words, snake exercise influence on the mind and the emotion of a woman, and that led to a fall. God shut the mouth of everything in creation, apart from angels in their own domain. Everything. And we are the only creature he gave the power of speech, because we are the only creature he made in his image after his likeness, because it is with words you govern every aspect of life. What is the instrument a teacher uses to teach and to govern the class? What is the instrument? What is the instrument you use to run your relationship in the family, husband and wife? What is the instrument? What is the instrument I'm using now as a pastor to communicate to you? What is the instrument? What's the instrument I was using yesterday to deal with sicknesses and demons? What's the instrument? What's the instrument government used to lead society, govern? What's the instrument? Without words, there is nothing you can do. Words is the tool for dominion. Can you imagine a teacher that can't talk? So he goes into a class. What's that? Can you imagine if since morning this choir came out? What's the instrument for worship, for singing? What's the instrument? What's the instrument for prayer? What is that instrument? What's the instrument for prophecy? What's the instrument? So anytime a prophet comes, thus said the Lord, this one will happen. Can you imagine sending Moses to Egypt and there is no mouth? And that's why he complained about that. God said, don't worry, I will touch your tongue. When he complained too much, he said, okay, I will give you another person who can talk. Because without words, the mission is aborted. It's the tool for executing your destiny. It's the tool for executing your ministry. It's the tool for running your finance. It's the tool. Let me tell you a secret. If you don't have a kobo in your pocket and you have a vision to build a house, the right words, you will build a house. The words will bring the money. The words will bring the people. The words will bring the social capital. The words is what you need. If you fail in words, you have also failed in your finances. What is making companies lose staff? Bad words. Sometimes from management, sometimes from fellow staffs. What is making churches lose members? Bad words. If you are trying to learn church growth, learn the law of proper speech first. Do you know why some churches go up and go down? The members are not trained on how to use their tongue. So others use their tongue to preach good news. The others use their tongue to preach bad news and drive them away. Gossip, backbiting, slander. You know, Dominion City, what they used to call us is oasis of love. All those things that I had, go on your knees, my friends. Don't try to force anything. You will break people, and you will regret it when you finish. You know, even God says, whosoever will. God doesn't even force. The one that has the power doesn't force people. Why will you try to do it? Influence them, don't force them. Are you hearing one? And the two God gave you for influence are what? Words. So when we go for one thing, I'll come back, I'll talk about, hi, the thing was life-changing. This day, what happened to me? And I always talk about me. What happened to me? She will look at me. I said, look at even the books they gave us and the tapes. Once I told my back, she will be in one room, listening to the tapes, reading the book. That's how to catch. Inspire. Lead by inspiration. Promote what is good. Then the person will be hungry to have it. Don't try to force. Everyone say words. You are a king that God created. But the office, the tool for running your office is what? He said, whatsoever you bind on earth is bound by heaven. Whatever you lose on earth is loosed by heaven. You say it, heaven confirms. The realm of the spirit responds to your words. Because words are not just information, they are energy. And that's what God used to create the universe. Once they leave your mouth, a powerful force has gone out. And then see what happens. If the words are positive, they start attracting other positive energy towards you. If the words are negative, they start pulling other negative energy. I hope you know who they are, both demonic people, both human beings, both other type or whatever, to make your life miserable. It is what you are saying that is creating your own little world. There are pictures of the word, like in James chapter 3, they give us about 5 pictures. For example, James said words are like the rudder in a ship that guides the ship wherever it goes. Like the steering in your car. He's telling us that there is a steering that guides our life. It is what we are saying. Your life doesn't go where you want it. It goes where your words is taking it. So even if you have a different thing in your heart, but what you are saying is going east, your life will head east. Is this steering that is steering your destiny, your future. That's why God made laws to govern how we use our tongue.